Hey, thank you very much for joining me today. I'm Tim Forrest at timforrest.com. My clients grow by thousands of locations, retail locations, millions of dollars in sales, and I effectively help them to develop promotions and activities that effectively double their business. Today we're going to be talking about three things. We're going to talk about promotional effectiveness with demos and using sampling to grow your business, along with trade channels, specifically the different retailers within the food market, and then a little bit about Tim's Roundtable, where you get an opportunity to work one-on-one with me this summer, and I look forward to anybody that wants to participate in that. Sampling is a very important aspect of the food industry. It's something that the largest, from the largest to the smallest food companies do. If you want to grow your business, I suggest you sample it. I've written numerous articles about this. Specifically, there was an article about sampling 50,000 consumers, and you're going to have to do that. So you might as well get on the go and start planning for that now. But if you're going to do these samples, what is it you have to do? What is the method for doing that? And that's what we're going to talk about today, and that's what I'm sharing with you. Also, I've got a downloadable document on my site at timforrest.com that can help you through this process. But specifically, we want to think about sampling in several different areas. If you consider it in these areas and take action there, it will help you as far as what you're doing. What you want to think about and consider is, number one, the location. You want to think of it as an opportunity for you to engage a consumer, but also gather data. You want to consider it also an employee training event. So not just for consumers, but think about, you're in the store, you're in the retail location. So what can you do to impact the employees that are working there? You want to have it very well branded, and then also you want to do the timing, have it the right time of year. These are just the basic aspects that we go into. If you download the sheet, you'll be able to go into further details that I have to go on that. But I've seen demos that have effectively grown companies and grown businesses just tremendously. And when I say tremendously, I mean additional SKUs in the stores, ongoing listing in the set, and then also millions of dollars in additional new sales. One area that is very important and vital to growing your food business is thinking about and organizing your market effort according to food segments. When I talk about food segments, and I share those with various operators, manufacturers, and just recently I had 4 companies come over from Europe, and I take them on a market tour of the U.S. Retail channels. When you think about those areas, it's important to note the differences and understand what it is you need to do to supply product to that segment. It sounds very simple, and it is really when you think about it. Specifically, you've got food that's consumed in the home, or you have food outside the home. So it's going to be in food service establishments, restaurants, theme parks, just any kind of a food service feeder operation that would not be purchased for consumption at home. Within that, you've got different segments. In food service, you have segments like restaurants, white tablecloth, quick serve, fast food restaurants. And then on the retail side, you have different segments of retail. You have grocery stores, you have club stores, you have drug stores, you have the dollar channel. You just have specific growing segments in retail that require different needs, different marketing programs, different products, and different packaging. At my site, timforrest.com, I've got a list of all those segments, and specifically I want to share with you some photographs and a presentation I put together to demonstrate what each segment looks like, and we can talk about it regarding that. With traditional grocery stores, you have various formats within them. You've got the traditional supermarket, which will offer you a full line of meat and groceries. They specifically sell at least $2 million a year in sales. They typically carry anywhere from 20 to 60,000 SKUs. Within the fresh format, you have perishables, companies like Whole Foods, Publix, their Greenwise locations, and the Fresh Market. They're focused on anything that's refrigerated, fresh, items that have a short shelf life. In limited assortment stores, you have low-priced grocery items, and specifically, though, you have a very limited assortment, sometimes only one item per category. For instance, they'll select chicken breast. They'll have the one chicken breast in the store that they think is the best seller, the best item for you at a good value, generally. Stores in this format include Aldi, Trader Joe's, and Save-A-Lot. Then also within grocery, you have the super warehouse. Super warehouse can include Cub Foods, Smart and Final, Food for Less. And then other small groceries generally are serviced by distributors. They sell a lot less than the traditional grocery store, less than $2 million a year in sales. And generally the way to have access to them is through a co-op, your own trucks, or a distributor of some sort. Within this total segment of traditional grocery, you have about 35,000 retail locations. Convenience stores are another segment of food, and they do very well with snacks and beverages and refrigerated beverages, and then also alcohol and tobacco. You've got two types of convenience stores. In my mind, you've got the chain convenience, which is controlled from a central warehouse and central buying office, to where the other types of convenience stores, maybe half of the industry is made up of independent proprietors that work through distributors and will require you to work closely with a distributor on the program and marketing. Non-traditional grocery and some of the fastest growing food sales are in non-traditional include Wholesale Club, which includes Costco, Sam's, and BJ's, and they'll generally have a warehouse facility that's 120,000 square feet, and they'll sell anywhere from $100 to $400 million a year per location. Supercenters have been changing the face of American grocery retail over the last 10 years. You've got the Walmart Supercenters, Super Targets, the Meijer stores in the Midwest, and Fred Meyer's. These locations include mass and food together under one roof, and they're looking to be very economical for the shopper, along with a lot of items in the store total overall. Dollar stores have doing very well with adding additional refrigerated cooler space recently in Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, and Dollar General. They've been growing the food segment tremendously. Drugstores like Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid have thousands, literally thousands of locations, and they too have been adding food rapidly, along with fresh prepared and beverages to their locations. Mass, like Walmart's, Kmart's, and Target's, buy nationwide. They want large targeted brands and specialty items to compete with the other channels. And then one of the last retailers that I want to talk about, retail segments, is the military commissary business. This, it looks like a traditional conventional grocery store, but it's restricted to use by active military or retired military. This particular segment relates to about 2 million consumers amongst 250 retail commissary locations worldwide, and that can be a very effective channel for you if you have the opportunity and you take the time and effort to invest in it. Along with that, we talked about the various food service segments, and the basic 7 food service segments are fast food, casual dining, upscale restaurants, hotels, business and industry, healthcare, and then institutional food service. When you're thinking about this segment, you're going to be very concerned about the type of product you supply to them in the form of, is it in a bulk format, and then getting it on the menu. Those are the two of the key aspects of doing the business with a food service segment. Be sure to check out the details on my site at timforrest.com for Tim's Roundtable this summer. It's going to be limited to 12 companies, 1 per category, and there'll be applications at my site at timforrest.com. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.